How I Learned to Live Life and Stop Time. The greatest lie in modern society is that we should all strive to optimize our lives, that we should become more efficient in our personal and professional lives. Miserable billionaires and life hack gurus tell us the only way to combat the universal truth that our time is limited is to make the most of each second by discarding wasted movements and idle dreams. Their obsession with efficiency and optimization spills into their politics and personal lives, which is probably why so many of the wealthiest people in the history of the planet are so angry all of the time. Efficiency is a lie for every single human being. With our vestigial organs and our internal redundancies, we have an appendix and 2 kidneys. We are inefficient creatures from birth. Optimization is just another fraud. Optimize our lives for what? You already know. Optimize for productivity, another completely unreal concept. A human life cannot be measured using cold calculations and units produced over time. A human life, any human life, is invaluable. A good life, one worth living, is not spent hoarding treasure like some cursed dragon or toiling away in a mine to help some dragon gain even more gold. A good life, a great life, should be measured in smiles, laughs, and sunsets. But what about the problem of time? We all have an uncertain amount of time. Our lifespans are limited. But this is an argument for not wasting that life by optimizing for productivity. The problem of time is an argument for skipping out on working for other people any chance you get to pursue the true work of humanity, experiencing this world and other humans. Instead of trying to count the seconds of my life as if time were gold coins and I were some miserly Ebenezer Scrooge, I work to stop time from flowing altogether. The river of time only stops flowing for those with no place to go. The secret to stopping time is to stop counting it. Do not look at the past with regret or the future with anxiety. Look at the moment you are in right now, and it will stretch out for eternity. I was not born with the ability to stop time. I spent much of my youth waiting for milestones to pass, looking for chances to escape my family, and stressing out about everything. However, there were moments when I stumbled across the secret of time. In the twilight hours of a Northern California summer, we would scale the walls that blocked access to the culvert and train tracks and wait for our ride. Freight trains would slow down as they came through our suburban town, and we would grab onto the ladders that hung from some of the cars, letting the train carry us for miles and miles, jumping off before the train picked up too much speed, and then finding ourselves someplace new where new adventures awaited. These illicit train rides would often take no time at all. We would make our way back home, and it was like coming out of the wardrobe, returning to the real world from Narnia. We had experienced endless adventures, but for the rest of the world, it was almost as if no time had passed at all. We were so consumed with living in that moment that we had stopped time. I am too old to jump trains, but I still have a love for getting trapped inside of moments, for stopping time. These days I practice stopping time by walking along the Willamette, rhymes with damn it, Willamette River, and watching the seasons change. This is not efficient. I spend more time walking than I do writing or illustrating. My life is not optimized for work. Instead, most days I venture out to the river and let life flow around me. I have seen some of the world's great rivers. I have cruised on the Yangtze and the Yellow Rivers in China. I have seen the mighty Mississippi from the sky. I have rafted, fished, and water skied on many of the minor rivers and major rivers of the western United States. But no river has ever captured my heart like my local Willamette River. I've been walking its shores for 20 years and cannot remember what year I saw what wonder, unless I had recorded it with a poem, in which case I know exactly the date that I saw that. Each time I walk along the Willamette, I lose myself. Time stops being a concern. Instead, I observe the river and life flow around me, letting myself become part of that flow. The raindrop ripples radiate out over the Willamette River. Spring is my favorite season to walk along the Willamette because of all of the rain. It keeps most people away. It's not that I don't like people. It's just that I'm selfish and I enjoy having the river to myself. When I don my all-weather jacket, my mud boots, I feel invincible. If you don't care about getting wet and dirty, there is nothing better than a hike in a torrential downpour. Many days I have returned to my car dripping wet and had to peel off my jacket, throw it in the back seat while rushing to get into the front seat where my notebook sat and to furiously write down my ideas for my rain walk. Some of the best poems I have ever written were written in that car, with the heater blowing and my notebook pages flapping, my jacket dripping on the backseat floor, and the rain pounding on the windshield. A gentle river, impressionist painting of its banks and sky. Summer here is gloriously languid. With the kids out of school and the rain banished for a brief season, I have more chances to explore the river. Some places just really aren't accessible when it rains every day. In the summer, I encounter fellow walkers and hikers, and more importantly, their dogs. There is as much character and color to the canines along the river as there is in their human companions. More than once, I have rescheduled a client meeting so that I could stay longer watching the river. And every time I have been richly rewarded for my laziness with beautiful sights and fleeting moments of kismet-fueled epiphanies. It's a good thing that I work for myself because any sensible boss would have fired me long ago. I'm not built for employment. River reflecting nature's creeping costume change, verdant to amber. The fall is when the Willamette River really shows off. The explosion of glorious colors happens almost imperceptibly, and then all at once. The best hiking weather here is from mid-September to mid-October. The temperatures are mild, there's little rain, and most years, the wildfires have been extinguished by then. The migrating Canada geese are common fall sight, and several species of ducks, herons, and waterfowl are all over the waterways. Often watching other people watching the birds is actually more interesting than watching the birds themselves. I hear snippets of intriguing stories full of betrayals avenged and tragedies overcome. The people you meet along the river in the fall are always in a good mood, always eager to chat. Steel-colored river flows unaware of new year, forever westwards. Rains return in winter. After the first big storm, many of my favorite trails are impassable for the season. The river, it changes too. It breaks its banks and fills all the sloughs. The color transforms from blue to gray, reflecting the change in the sky and the amount of soil it is carrying to deposit into the Columbia River and eventually the ocean. However, in winter, the mallard ducks are more active. The bald eagles soar overhead looking for fish. Every winter season is the same. Every winter season is different. Walking the river day after day, season after season, year after year is not efficient. If I wanted to optimize my exercise, I would get a treadmill. But on a treadmill, you cannot hear bald eagles trilling to each other during the nesting season. You cannot see a trout jump up and grab a morsel of grub from the river's surface. You cannot feel the rain pour down on your face. You cannot see the subtle changes in the color as fall descends again on the valley. Walking the river has allowed me to live 1,000 lives. Why would I want to be more efficient and squeeze in more work? The reason our society worries so much about time, the reason billionaires hoard wealth, and the reason bosses everywhere try to manipulate people into being more productive is a raging fear of death. Walking the river has taught me you do not need to fear death unless you have failed to live life. You can worry about efficiency and optimization all you like. I will be walking the river, learning to stop time instead.